Live from the news station, this is 7 News Daybreak.
Breaking news this morning. This is a live look from a club in Greenville County where one person has died, another is wounded. Our Katie Salt is live from that scene. She'll have the very latest in the investigation. Plus, a Clemson PhD graduate makes her way back to the U.S. after the president's travel order is put on hold when she returns to the upstate.
Toss to White. He's in! Patriots win the Super Bowl!
And the Patriots pull off the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history to beat the Falcons. We've got the halftime show, too, that everyone is talking about. Good morning. We're back now at 6 o'clock. It is Monday. It is February the 6th. Man, Falcons fans, that's a hard one to take, especially they had so many chances. You know, there were a couple of chances even to kick a field goal late that would have made it a 2-score game that didn't work out.
At least they're going to wake up to pleasant weather, you know. Silver lining?
You are the spin meister of all spinners. Let's take a live look outside right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
yeah,
right?
There's downtown Anderson. Yeah, it's a nice day. So what if you lost the Super Bowl last time, Malachi?
Yeah, I'm sure that's nice consolation. It's a warm start to the day, absolutely. That's a live look over Anderson. A little bit of fog out there this morning in Anderson, but mostly it's clear as you start your Monday off. 37 in Spartanburg, 40 in Greenville, low 30s in Asheville, Hendersonville, and Brevard. And again, patchy fog towards Clemson and Anderson. Spartanburg starting to see a little bit of that fog trying to develop. A live look over downtown Greenville shows a clear start to our morning. Clouds to our south back towards Atlanta. Some of those clouds will be moving back into the upstate by later this afternoon. Highs today around 66 in the upstate, low 60s in the mountains. A dry day today, but chances for rain by tomorrow. And I'll talk more about that coming up in a few minutes.
Malachi, thank you. We've got breaking news right now. A man has died after a shooting at a club in the upstate.
Greenville County Sheriff's deputies say a woman was also taken to the hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries. This happened at Symposium Ultra Lounge on Augusta Road just before 3 o'clock this morning.
7 News' Katie Salt is live at that scene. She's got the very latest for us. Katie.
Well, friend Tracy, obviously still a very, very active scene as deputies and investigators begin to really get into this investigation. Let me just show you right now how many deputy cars are still here. You might be able to see it. It's a little bit hard because there is a slight hill, but investigators are concentrating on the parking lot area. We spoke with Sheriff Will Lewis, and he says there was a large altercation or a fight in the parking lot area. And when deputies got on the scene, that's when they found the male victim dead. He was dead when they arrived on scene. The female victim was taken to the hospital. My photographer, Christy, actually pointed out she could see over the hill and saw several evidence markers around some cars. So again, this started as a fight in the parking lot area, but we've seen investigators going in and out of this club, maybe even looking for some video evidence to try to piece together exactly what happened, because as of right now, no witnesses have come forward. And let's hear from Sheriff Will Lewis on just how important these witness statements are going to be to figure out who they need to put behind bars.
We'll take a look at all the pieces of the evidence, put everything together, conduct a firm investigation, try to see if we can find some witnesses somewhere in the middle of it. I mean, you know, 15, 20 people in the parking lot and nobody saw anything. I'm pretty sure somebody saw something somewhere.
And I did ask Sheriff Will Lewis if this has been a problem area for deputies before, and he says this is almost a weekly occurrence for deputies to be called out here to the Symposium Ultra Lounge, and he said they will absolutely take that into consideration during the investigation. And if the club needs to be shut down or even temporarily shut down, that might be a step they have to take to keep the community safe. We'll, of course, continue to bring you the latest information on the investigation here and on WSPA.com. For now, live in Greenville County, Katie Salt, 7 News.
Thanks, Katie. Happening today, a Clemson PhD graduate stranded overseas by President Trump's travel order for a week is expected back in the upstate this afternoon.
Family, friends, and her dog are all expected to greet her at GSP Airport today. Nazanin Zainouri cleared through an immigration check in Boston yesterday. She was in Iran visiting family when President Trump signed that executive order banning people from 7 Muslim-majority countries from traveling to the U.S.
So it's very difficult and very frustrating, both for me and my family here, obviously, working alongside with me. But really grateful that it did get resolved like this. So it's amazing now.
Zenori is one of the many people who were reunited with their families yesterday. Her flight is expected to land at GSP at 12:30 today. 6:05, new this morning, the New England Patriots have won a 5th Super Bowl, and for the first time, the game went into overtime.
The Patriots rallied from 25 points down to beat the Atlanta Falcons 34-28. Don Champion is in Houston to recap a crazy night.
The New England Patriots are celebrating another championship after the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. After falling behind 21-3 at the half, the Pats roared back in the second half, scoring 31 unanswered points. A 2-point conversion tied the game with less than a minute to play. The game went to overtime, and the Patriots scored quickly to win.
Patriots win the Super Bowl!
You can never count yourself out, ever.
Tom Brady now has more Super Bowl wins than any QB in NFL history, and it caps a season in which the NFL suspended him for the first 4 games for deflating footballs.
We overcame a lot of different things, and it's all worth it.
Nearly 72,000 people packed in RG Stadium for the game. It is the 3rd time that Houston has hosted the Super Bowl.
President Bush, would you please toss a coin?
Former President George H.W. Bush, just out of the hospital for pneumonia, did the coin toss before the game in his hometown.
With liberty and justice for all.
At halftime, pop star Lady Gaga wowed everyone with an aerial entrance from the roof of the stadium. Singing all her hits, Gaga sent a message of inclusion while using fans on the field to light up her performance. The display ended with an electrifying fireworks show off the roof of the stadium. After the game, crowds started spilling onto the streets of Boston, celebrating their hard-fought Super Bowl victory. Don Champion, CBS News, Houston.
6:07 is the time. Malachi is here. I guess this plays 2 ways. If you're in Boston right now, the Patriots came back from 25
right.
down. And if you're in Atlanta, like the Falcons, just let it get away.
It was amazing, yeah, absolutely. Whichever side you were on, it was entertaining to the very end. That probably was the key. This morning, as you're heading out the door, we're starting in the 30s and 40s in a few spots in the upstate, mostly low 30s this morning in the mountains. A live look over downtown Spartanburg, looking south on Church Street, and it is a quiet start to the morning. No cars on the road just yet. But again, mostly clear skies. We have some clouds moving in from Atlanta back towards Columbia, and we'll see partly sunny skies by midday. Highs around 66 in the upstate. Afternoon highs in the mountains in the low 60s today. A dry day today, but we expect rain to move in by tomorrow. I'll take a look at that. Take a look at the rest of your work week coming up in a few minutes. So right now we want to check in with Emily. She has an update on our live drive traffic.
Thank you, Malachi. So right now, no big delays causing traffic problems, no wrecks to tell you about. Still just following is happening in Greenville, where this tree fell down, seeing power outages in the area. Right on 29 on Mills Ave by the Southern Connector. The good news, I was seeing a lot of delays in the area, and you should still expect some kind of around there, but seeing them improve a little bit. Not as bad of a backup by the Southern Connector there. And checking in right now at 85 at 385, this interchange still looking awesome. No big backups yet. Looking great for your live drive. So we take a look outside at I-85, looking at this DOT camera here in the Duncan area, right by exit 63 and Highway 290. Northbound and southbound there looking really good. No problems on I-85.
Thanks, Emily. The time is 6:09 when Daybreak returns.
A family loses everything in a house fire and their child badly burned. We're going to show you how an upstate community is coming together to help them when Daybreak returns.
And good morning from the Monarch Cafe right here in Spartanburg. Looks pretty good this morning. We're telling you about culinary classes. They're free. We'll tell you how to sign up coming up.
It is 6:12. An upstate community comes together to help a family who lost everything in a fire.
They are hosting bake sales for that family after a fire destroyed their home in Spartanburg County. This weekend, a bake sale was held at the New Beginnings United Methodist Church. Neighbors say the father and his 3 children suffered injuries. One of the children was badly burned.
We knew that we had to do something, and the community has really come together. So today we're doing this bake sale and trying to raise all the money we can for him, the family.
There will be another bake sale this Saturday at the Grapevine Restaurant in Boiling Springs. We've got the details at WSPA.com.
And it's a cool start to our Monday morning. Dry weather today, but our rain chances go up for Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll take a look at that forecast when we come back.
Right now, no big problems out there. Looking pretty good for your live drive. I'll keep you updated when Daybreak continues.
And coming up on the Carolina CW, you could own a little piece of Seinfeld history. Wait till you see what's on the market.
Fred, this is for you.
If I have
Find
the
out
money.
when Daybreak continues at 7.
Quarter after 6, we continue to follow breaking news this morning. We got a live look in Greenville where deputies say a man died after a shooting at this club that happened just before 3 o'clock at the Symposium Ultra Lounge on Augusta Road. A fight broke out in the parking lot. A woman was actually injured. She was also shot. As part of all this, she is expected to be okay. Our Katie Sold is there. We'll have live reports from her throughout the morning. We'll keep you updated both on air and on WSPA.com.
A very good Monday morning, everyone. It's a morning that starts out a little bit on the cool side. We're in the 30s for most of us in Greenville, Spartanburg, Gaffney, Union, and Lawrence. We're in the 30s. Actually, we have 40 in Greenville right now, 38 in Clemson, low 30s in Brevard, Rutherfordton, and Asheville. So a morning that starts out a little bit on the chilly side. Winds basically out of the north and northwest. Cool air right now. So we take a live look over downtown Spartanburg. You're looking south on Church Street as we start the morning out. It's clear. It's going to be a sunny start to the day, but we'll bring a few more clouds in by mid-morning and early afternoon. So partly sunny and warm today, highs in the 60s, mid-60s in the upstate, low 60s in the mountains. We are well above average for this time of year. We'll see temperatures continue to stay above average, but we're going to bring rain back to the forecast on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we're looking at chilly weather later in the week. So expect highs today in the 60s. The kids will need the jackets this morning with 30s in the morning, but by midday, we're around 60 degrees by lunchtime, 66 for a high. Same story in the mountains. We start out on the chilly side, mid 30s this morning. Afternoon highs are in the low 60s. So area-wide, 60s on the map for today. And again, 55 is our average. We bounce and stay well above that for today, tomorrow, and Wednesday in the upstate. And in western North Carolina with an average of 49 degrees, we'll see low 60s today and tomorrow with 66 on Wednesday. So unseasonably warm weather as that warm southwesterly wind continues to move over the Carolinas. Now this time of year we typically get more northerly winds, but because our winds are out of the south, we're seeing those temperatures stay well above average, and that trend continues today and tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, though, we have a front approaching that will bring us a chance of showers by late afternoon and early evening. That front clears out. We have another surge of warm air moving in. And then as we head towards Thursday, this is the front that brings some much colder air back into our 7-day forecast. So expect highs in the 60s today, 70s tomorrow and Wednesday, but we're also bringing in that chance of rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. Dry and cooler for Thursday and Friday, highs in the low 50s. But look at this. Heading into the weekend, we're back to the 60s and 70s. And for western North Carolina, highs in the low 60s today and tomorrow with chances for rain on Tuesday.
Thank you, Malachi. 6:18 and new this morning. Perry Noble is back on the stage again.
The founder and former pastor of New Spring Church had 2 speaking engagements over the weekend. In a Facebook post, Noble wrote in July he thought he would never preach again, but he said the founder of Elevation Church in Charlotte allowed him to preach on their stage and that, quote, what I thought was dead came to life again. Noble was fired last July from New Spring after his alcohol use. He spent 30 days in a treatment center in Arizona.
It was all flashy lights and glitter during the Super Bowl 51 halftime show, and Lady Gaga did not disappoint. The Grammy Award winner performed a medley of her biggest hits last night. Her most notable moments included jumping off the stage to kick off her performance, high-flying stunts in a harness, and her mic drop to finish off the show.
Followed by a nice catch. Good job there
good
on the football thrown to her. Led us to our question of the day. What do you think of her performance, and what was your favorite Super Bowl halftime performance? By the way, Luke Bryan absolutely just rocked it singing the national anthem. He did a great job, too. We've posted this question on our Facebook page. Let us know what you think.
Time now 6:19. Let's check in with Emily Henning. She's got your live drive.
Thank you, Tracy. And there haven't been any wrecks yet this morning. I'm still just seeing some delays in Greenville after that tree fell down right at Mills Road at the Southern Connector. Seeing power outages in the area and some small slowdowns. Nothing major, but a few roads here surrounding this tree that fell. You're going to slow down a little bit. Moving over to Spartanburg. Spartanburg's been looking pretty great this morning, and traffic's still moving very well here. Looking really good in Spartanburg. No big problems here. Let's go ahead and take a look outside at the interstates. 85 and 35 have been in good shape most of the morning. As we look out 85 by GSP right by exit 57. Looking good there northbound and southbound. No backup on the southbound side of 85 yet.
Sounds good. Thank you, Emily. New this morning, culinary training is happening in Spartanburg to help those looking for a job.
The Butterfly Foundation is hosting this training. It starts tomorrow, and 7 News' Christine Scarpelli has more on what the class includes. Good morning, Christine.
Hey, Fred Tracy, good morning. All right, take a look around. This is the Monarch Cafe. It's beautiful in here. This is where much of the food that's prepared here will be sold. And you can also hold many different events here. Liberty is telling us all about it this morning. First, though, let's touch on those culinary classes. This is such a huge thing happening here in Spartanburg. Many don't even have to have that much experience, right?
No experience necessary. You don't even have to have a GED. So you can just be ready to go to work after 15 weeks of training, and we'll get you ready to go.
Wow. 15 weeks. Tell me a little bit about what is included in that. We were looking at some, I guess, tools that you would use for that.
So for the 15 weeks, they're here Tuesday through Friday from 9 until 5 p.m. A lot to learn. So the first 3 weeks are soft skills training. After that, they go into learning all of the curriculum that we use from Spartanburg Community College, which is on cooking. And then in the afternoons, they go into the kitchen and they get a lot of hands-on experience.
And they're using books. They get uniforms, cooking utensils.
Yes, they get all of the utensils that they need, including the books and transportation assistance, child care assistance if they need it. We do offer that as well.
That is absolutely huge. And then Liberty, tell us just a little bit about where we're standing right now.
So right now we're standing in Monarch Cafe and Fresh Food Store, which we opened in November 2013. So individuals from the community can come in and purchase fresh fruits, vegetables, dairy products, meats. They can also get wonderful items that we have on menu from our cafe.
I love it. Everything looks and will smell soon really good in here. We're going to have some food coming kitchen because they're open from 9 to 3. We'll have plenty more coming up after this break.
Welcome back. A very good Monday morning. We are starting off with temperatures mostly in the 30s this morning, mid-30s in the upstate, low 30s across western North Carolina. And today we expect highs once again in the 60s, mid-60s in the upstate. We'll keep those temperatures in the low 60s today in the mountains.
Thanks, Malachi. At 6:24, let's check your daybreak feed. One rule in our business is we can't show highlights of a game like the Super Bowl until it's over. So what could Todd Summers do on his sportscast last night at 10 o'clock on the CW? Todd put together this frighteningly realistic performance of Super Bowl 51 highlights from the pregame handshakes to Devontae Freeman diving for an early Falcons touchdown. I mean, look at, if you're looking at this and not really paying attention, this looks exactly what it was like last night in Houston.
That is hysterical.
Isn't that awesome? Super Bowl commercials are basically hit or miss. Let's show you a hypnotizing John Lovitz pushing avocados from Mexico. But police in Wyoming, Minnesota found one that missed in their eyes, tweeting, quote, "If you drive drunk tonight, we're going to subject you to that Justin Bieber T-Mobile Super Bowl commercial the entire way to jail."
Wow, must have been pretty bad.
They didn't like it. Here's a new meaning for throwing a long bomb with a football. The crew aboard the International Space Station throwing a football to mark Super Bowl 51. The ball traveled more than 564,000 yards in zero gravity, which NASA is calling the longest Hail Mary pass ever.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
It's pretty long.
Exactly. You just sit there and wait for it. Come on, I'm open, I'm open.
Seriously.
He was open 15 minutes ago.
When Daybreak returns this morning.
Well, the New England Patriots, they've now won a 5th Super Bowl. You'll hear what Tom Brady says about the way the Patriots came back to break the hearts of Atlanta Falcon fans.
And a Clemson graduate is back in the U.S. after that temporary lift on President Trump's travel ban. What's expected to happen today with that order?
And let's take a live look outside right now. Interstate 85 moving pretty well right now, as you can see right in front of the GSP International exit and the entrance right there. Emily's got your live drive traffic when Daybreak returns on a Monday.